This is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt. This is a free-to-play battle royale spin-off of the franchise. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So here on the PS5, we are getting two options when it comes to the performance of the game. So we are playing on the performance mode, so that is providing 1440p at a targeted 60 FPS. It does seem to be playing smooth throughout. I haven't noticed any issues, but there is another option. So the default option that you would experience with the game would be under settings, where you have to hold down the start button to go to this, and you would have the quality mode. So you can apply there, and the quality mode will provide you with a native 4K resolution at 30 FPS. So when you're playing a shooter, I tend to really prefer the 60 FPS. I mean, there will be different preferences and whatnot, and you'll have different thoughts. That animation looks really, really weird. Sorry, that's the first time I've noticed that, like, that looks really odd. Sorry, that's very, very strange. But, yeah, so when you play a shooter, or most people play a shooter, the value is in seeing, you know, that higher frame rate. So I would personally suggest going to the settings option and then, you know, turning on that higher frame rate, that's 60 FPS. It still looks pretty good. I mean, obviously the native 4K is going to look better, but having that 60 FPS, I think, is a big deal for the gameplay. But I just wanted to show it off because it does look really, really good. It uses the Tempest audio and everything like that, beautiful reflections, and the gameplay does look, you know, really, really good, I think. So yeah, those are just kind of visual options. As soon as we kill this person and actually finish them off here, we are going to... What is going on? I'm just trying to execute them. Sorry, you gotta execute people. You get, like, another life when you're doing solos. If you're playing teams, you know, your teammates can, like, revive you and whatnot. So I'm just gonna switch to that assault rifle, and I'm just gonna quickly turn back to the 60 FPS, because I feel like it's a disadvantage not having that on. You can also turn off film grain, the chromatic aberration, blur if you don't like it. That's something there. And then there's slight adjustments here, like crossplay. You can enable crossplay or not. Some slight wireless controller options if you'd like to change those. So this is very much a typical battle royale experience. You are dropping in either in solo or in a team format, and you are trying to eliminate everyone. Like I had mentioned, you know, the solo, you get like a secondary life. If you're in teams, your team, like trios, there's a trios mode. Your teammates have to revive you when you die, so you can keep going. You're getting pushed inwards by this cloud. The big change for this battle royale, though, is the fact that obviously we are vampires, so we have vampiric abilities. You also grab certain collectible, well, no, they're not collectibles, but gathering items. So, you know, you can pick up some armor and you can apply it to your character, and that should help you a lot. Yeah, it's kind of it's a neat experience. You do, I guess you would say, take some negative points if you are killing, like, regular civilians without, like, kind of executing them. Like, you're supposed to actually, like, not shoot people. You're supposed to consume them, and that will allow you to increase your abilities a bit, which I think is helpful. Oh, jeez, of course, this stuff. And when you're downed, as long as you don't get killed, if you manage to escape, so say somebody downs you far away, or maybe some kind of AI thing takes you out, you can crawl away, and then you might be able to regenerate. Although, very likely, someone else, like this character here, will come across you and get all your goodies, and that's gonna suck. So, yeah, that's not the best. But it is actually kind of an interesting battle royale concept. I love the fact that you can kind of climb up on rooftops. You can, you know, really move easily. And I think as some people get more skilled with the game, you're going to see some really interesting world exploration. Obviously, you know, I think the game looks really, really good. But, you know, there's some really, like, I don't know if you would call them maybe last-gen-esque sort of like interiors, and I do notice quite a bit of like little pop-in bits in the world, if that makes sense. Like I notice a lot of little objects and stuff popping in the backdrop. That being said, I don't think, you know, I don't think that looks bad at all. I think this is actually a really nice looking battle royale, and I like the artistic style. So let's jump into another match here. So yeah, death is definitely part of the experience with any battle royale, right? You kind of get attacked and killed by others, and the goal ultimately is to be the last one standing. It does, like I said, have some neat abilities that you can unleash in order to, you know, kind of get places and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. And like I said, the environment looks pretty good, but I think as you can tell as I move through it, there's definitely quite a bit of sort of pop-in, and, you know, while, again, very, very good looking for a next-gen title, I feel as though, you know, it could look, or that pop-in could be a little bit handled better because this is a next-gen experience. Because it does look really, really good, and then there's just this one part holding back. I can't believe that guy got an assault rifle already. That's how it goes sometimes, you know. It's fast and furious, and then death is everywhere. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, cool, I actually got better weapons for dying. That's phenomenal. The red gas is closing in. Try to avoid it. Well, that's what I do. But yeah, you can kind of go in and you can find all these little hidden things. There's different rarity for the types of weapons you get. And it could just get really stylistic in terms of how you maneuver and try to escape others that are attacking you. Obviously, because you can, like, do some wall running, you can, you know, kind of jump up in the air, you can evade, there's, you know, there's a lot of different ways to get around. I think the fact that you are, you know, kind of vampires in this city just going around, like, mulching people and fighting each other, and there's a big battle royale scenario going on is kind of funny. That's, to me, that's quite entertaining. You can also change how your character looks. Obviously, there's, like, battle pass stuff and other microtransaction elements, such as, like, cosmetics and costumes and, you know, all those other kind of goodies. It doesn't really seem to have any sort of, like, I guess you would say real pay-to-win elements. I mean, most don't for Battle Royale, so it was kind of expected that it wouldn't. I mean, it was assumed, right? So yeah, it's actually kind of entertaining and fun. I do feel like almost these days, you know, you played one Battle Royale or two, you kind of have a good grasp on how most of them feel, right? So, did that actually push that person off? No. So it doesn't necessarily feel like something I haven't played before. It just has like a cool edge to it. And again, I think it looks really good. That was one of the cool parts for me, was being like, wow, you know, the visuals in this are actually quite well done. It's got a really moody sense of atmosphere to it. Oh, and if you kill regular civilians, it also, like, will essentially let others know where you are, which is kind of neat. So that's a mechanic element. Okay, I'm trying to get away. I thought that might work, that I'd be able to jump there and distract it and then have that other person fight that other person, but that's not how it always works. And you might see little notes, there's like bats and stuff, and there's some different summoning things, because there's different classes with those abilities. So yeah, these different classes will have different kind of minor impacts on how the game is actually played. I think that element is kind of a fun little thing to it, and I think they definitely have some, I guess you would call them, like, vampire fun weapons, you know, like dual crossbows or, you know, stuff like that, or cool swords, and, like, they definitely seem to have kind of fun with the concepts here. It definitely seems to be a bit mature gameplay-wise. Like, I think, you know, you can have a lot of fun going around here battling. I do think it's hilarious, though, that all these people are like, oh, there's these guys running really, really fast down the street with, like, a big katana or some crazy weapons, and, like, they don't really panic too much. I have seen some that freak out a bit, but they don't generally seem to panic a whole lot, which is kind of comical. It does seem to find matches pretty quickly, so you know you can kind of get into these sessions really fast, assuming you die a lot. I mean, sometimes I do really well, sometimes I don't. It seems to be like, you know, a situational type thing if you get lucky and whatnot. But I do find it to be an intriguing sort of game. I mean, it's definitely got some neat mechanics to it. I like the type of world they've set up here. I think there is, you know, a lot of potential for this to be a battle royale that people enjoy. It's still like a pretty heated genre, I guess one might go over. Can we replace this with the, oh, well, I want the double crossbows. I'm kind of thinking the assault rifle might be a little bit better. Yeah. Thank you, I will feed on you. So you're kind of like improving these abilities, these skills that you have, so that you can be more effective when you're actually going out there and killing things. So it's got like, you know, obviously this extra feeding mechanic that I think adds a little bit more to the game as you go through it battling. But I mean, it is also a battle royale, right? It's pretty straightforward. You are trying to fight others to survive. You want to be the last one left. Can you make it out? You know, it's about that. But it's just set in this kind of neat universe. You know, obviously, the Masquerade, you know, it's kind of a big thing. And I wonder if we're ever going to get the actual follow-up. And it's interesting that this launched with some level of console exclusivity to it. I was, I don't know, I didn't really realize it was even coming, and then somebody had mentioned it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll take a look at this. But, no, it's kind of neat. I mean, it's got the crossplay, it's got a pretty good-looking world, it's got some neat conflict mechanics to it, the battles seem kind of epic, it's really free-flowing. It feels like a little bit like a superhero-esque kind of game, right? Because you are moving through the world in a crazy way. Almost, little Saints Row-like, right? Yeah, I feel like that went right through my armor. Right, where did you go? Did you run away? I'm honestly a bit surprised that that person would run away. Like, oh, where are you? Oh, you're over there. And you'd be surprised, you can get damaged pretty quickly. And there's lots of different tools that can be used to kind of give you an edge and whatnot as you go through it in battle. It does seem to really take advantage, oh, come on, of, you know, capabilities of the PS5, which is nice. Just saw that coming. And then you get all these different, like, design vampires. Some of them look a little bit more menacing than the other vampires do that you come across, which is a little funny. Like, you can make some sort of, I want to say a little bit more grotesque, but they're all pretty naturally people-esque vampires. Like, they don't get too silly. Oh, did I lose my other gun? That sucks. Which I kind of like that little rifle. It was pretty sweet. But no, I'm kind of impressed by the styling of this one. You know, it's got some cool vibes to it. I don't know if it's something that's going to necessarily really keep me going long term. You know, it does feel like another battle royale. But I could see like a lot of people, they'd be like, oh, this is really different, it's really flashy, it's really cool. And kind of just going off of that. So it's going to be, you know, up to the individual to decide how much they really get lost into this one. As you could see, it's not necessarily perfect for some stuff, but you know, for the most part, it seems to run pretty well. Oh look, it's like a blood and a store. That's sort of cool. Oh, we gotta head over this way. Okay. Heightened blood senses, yes. Okay, I also forgot. You can do the little zoom thing like most games have, and it'll let you... It scouts out what's nearby for you, in case you didn't, you know of that kind of stuff, and you can do it periodically to kind of be like, oh, here's some stuff, here's some things going on, there's some enemies. You know, all that good stuff. Makes sense. Oh, it's like a square of death. Alright, well, we want to keep going this way. And I think after a while, you'll probably get a good feel for, like, the scope of the, you know, the world and the design of it. Like I said, like, if I got way more comfortable, I want to say, with the traversal, you'd be just flying across rooftops, reaching new heights, getting to new places and whatnot, being able to evade like crazy. Because most battle royales, you're not, you know, you're not flying through the air like this. Yeah, I think there's another bad guy way over there. So I don't have any extras. I'm going to choose to leave this area. I'd like to finish them off, but there's like 3 or 4 guys there. And it's probably just going to get me killed, so I'm going to kind of evade out of this area and maybe put on this vest. I don't know if they're going to be... I saw a guy hopping around over there, so I guess if he comes this way, I'll try to finish him off, but I've only got, 20 shots left of the assault rifle. Isn't the best. I think people are definitely shooting one another over there. Alright, let's go see if we can get some more ammo and whatnot. There's no need to directly, confront people if you don't have the setup for it. And you can see that the area is getting, like, smaller and smaller. So you gotta keep flowing inwards and then try to last longer and outlive everybody. It's a neat concept. I mean, I think I've kind of really explained this one pretty decently in depth. I mean, you go in, you shoot things, you try to survive. And that one has slightly more ammo, I guess. Maybe I should have... It's weird. Anyways. And then you go in again, and you can play it, like I had said, by yourself in like solo, or you can dive in and you can play with others in the trios mode, which I find almost a little bit more difficult because, you have to semi-coordinate as a team, which really isn't the easiest. Really, this guy got back up too? Hey, you are getting killed because you would get up faster. And this other person I need to kill too before they get back up. Where did you go? I don't think so, buddy. I'm getting all the kills here. So you can really have some good segue multi-fights going on as groups of people kind of clash in battle. So I see that person up there. Kind of don't want to directly fight until I get, like, armor on. Yeah, oh, crap, they're coming right down for me. Forgot this was burst. And then I gotta be careful, because somebody else could come and kill me. Oh, jeez. And yeah, it does get intense. I mean, it's a battle royale game, right? Like, it's almost kind of expected like this stuff would go crazy like this. Because it gets wild as everybody gets pushed inwards and you try to survive, and it's like every other battle royale game, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's a bad thing to any degree, but they do try to do some new things with it. Oh, jeez. This person shooting me there, that person's really a three-way kind of fight thing going on. I wonder who's going to get down first. So that person's probably going to execute me after this, and then the red thing's coming. Oh, they're just shooting me down. Okay, well, we'll have to do another little bit of a match here. Alright, so yeah, I think we did decently well last time, but obviously when everyone closes in, it becomes a crazy frenzy. So I think this one will be fun for some people to dive into and find this, like, mysterious element of trying to survive the many other people that are also trying to kill you. Is it necessarily, like, super inventive within the genre? No, not really. I mean, it's really quite straightforward gameplay-wise. I've seen so many similar Battle Royale type experiences, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's always cool to see different options within the genre and have something different to play. I think a lot of people would actually find this to be, quite a valuable, different sort of thing. It does feel fresh. It does allow you to go around and be vampiric-like if you're into the whole vampire type thing. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing. To me, it was a bit of a surprise, because it does feel almost a little... Like, I know it takes a long time to get these games out the door, get this genre out the door, but it does seem like, maybe the genre has peaked to a degree already, and it's a little late, but I could definitely see this one getting its own little footing and being something that people like to experience. My highest suggestion would be making sure you're on the 1440p mode, though. I think that one does wonders for actually being able to move through the environment, and once again, you go to settings, and you go to graphics, and you just make sure you're on performance. I think it does, personally for me, help a lot, so that you are getting that reaction time. Because if you're playing with crossplay and stuff, you're going to be going against people that have, frame rates going on. But anyways, cool kind of game, kind of a neat experience. You might find it interesting.